All right, what's up guys? I'm gonna give you 3 tips in this video on how to get into real estate with little to no money into the deal of your own. So here, let's go. Let's start right now so I don't waste any of your time or any of mine. Number 1, creative finance. Creative finance means creating a deal between you and the seller that works for both parties. So there's many ways to get into creative finance, but it is one of the number 1 tools where you don't have to use any of your own money or any money at all. For example, I've purchased a property portfolio of 10 properties for over multi-millions of dollars. And what I did was I negotiated with the seller. The seller specifically in this situation didn't want to sell them all at once because she would have received capital gains. She would have paid taxes on all these properties. So what I did is I negotiated terms with her to where I would balloon X amount of the properties off over a period of time. A balloon payment is essentially that those payments become due. So for example, let's pretend that I laid it out like this. One house would be due every year for the next 10 years on the 10 properties. So I would only be closing and paying off one of those properties from her. So to rewind, she financed the deals to me. We wrote it up. She said, we'll do 30 years, we'll do them at 5% interest and no money down. And so that's exactly what we did. I paid off one of those properties every single year, still paying off the rest of those properties. And what I do when I pay off those properties is I go and refinance the properties, because between the time that I purchased them from her, closed on them with the title company, and took title to my own name, and the time that I refinanced the property, what I have done is added value, I've upped the rents, and the properties are worth more. And so now that they're worth more, I'm able to go get a loan from a bank and refinance those, so I still don't have to put money down into the deal. That's creative finance. Number 2 is hard money lenders. Different types of lenders. You have small banks, hard money lenders, and you have private lenders, all right? So private lenders are you're gonna borrow money from your mom, your dad, your Uncle Jerry, somebody that you know that will lend you all of the money. Hard money is essentially exactly what it sounds. It's expensive debt, but it works great. You know, hard money is institutional debt, for example, a 12-month loan, but a high interest rate, maybe 10, 12, 13%, and they'll charge you points upon the closing. Stay tuned for my next video on hard money specifically. So if you used hard money, most of the time they'll loan you up to 90% on the deal. So let's say you found a deal, and for round numbers, it's $100,000, okay? And you knew that it was gonna be worth $200,000 after you fixed it up. So you found it and it's $100,000. Hard money lender would give you 90% of the $100,000, and they would give you 100% of the rehab cost as long as they knew that you were going to rehab it and it would be worth $200,000. So what they'll do is they'll do in-house underwriting. They will look at the deal, they will walk through, check the comps in the area in-house so they can make a quick, snappy decision, which helps you as the person that's going to buy the deal close on the deal. And so you'll only have to come to the table with 10% of the purchase price. The rehab cost will be paid in draws from the hard money lender as well, as long as you purchase the deal correctly, okay? And so you said, Austin, I thought you said no money into the deal. Well, that 10%, you could go out and get a partner. Go out and get your Uncle Jerry and say, hey, I need 10%. I'll give you X amount of return on this property. When I sell it as a flip, you could go and raise the money from a friend, like I said. So that's how you can do little money in. If you had the 10%, you could do it yourself and put it into the deal. Number 3, which I hit on a minute ago, is private money. So you could go and find a private money lender. A private money is a person, an individual, similar to what I just said, using Uncle Jerry to fund the 10% of the hard money loan. You could just have Uncle Jerry fund the whole thing. Maybe Uncle Jerry has a couple extra $100,000 lying around, so you can take Uncle Jerry's money and purchase on the property, right? So for instance, this example, if the property was you were purchasing it and getting it under contract for $100,000 and it needed $50,000 in rehab and it was going to be worth $200,000+, Uncle Jerry would just give you and close on the loan for you with a title company, the $100,000 plus the $50,000. So he would be the first position on the mortgage. You want to make sure that you do it formally so it's papered up. You didn't just say, hey, Uncle Jerry, give me $150,000 and then you skipped off and bought a property. No, you want to make sure that you have contracts, agreements, and all of this stuff pre-negotiated before you go to the closing table. You're still going to close with a traditional financing institution, a title company, okay? Not a traditional financing institution, but you're going to close with a title company. They're going to do the title research. They're going to do all the due diligence. You're still going to get title insurance when you're purchasing this deal. You want to make sure that you protect Uncle Jerry's interest, or your mom or your family member or your friend or your buddy who sold his company or whatever. And so when you do this, they're gonna fund the whole deal, plus the rehab cost, and then you go off, fix the property, and however you negotiated with this person, this private lender, like you could give them a percentage of the profit when you sell it. You could give them interest payments monthly, or you could roll those interest payments into the end when you sell the property. Now, those are the 3 ways that I suggest you guys can get into real estate with little to no money down. There are a few more ways. Stay tuned and watch more of my YouTube channel. I'll disclose those. We'll go over those in great detail. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not here to waste your time. I know you're not here to waste mine. I appreciate you watching this video. If you guys want to learn more and you're ready to get into the game, you think, man, this is actually doable for me, because it is. There's so many strategies that you guys can implement on your own that I can show you. So call or text the number right here below. Call or text the number right here below. We'll get connected. We'll see if we're a good fit. And then we're going to take you from where you're at today to buying multiple rental properties, multiple fix and flips, and really create a whole entire blueprint and program for you to go from where you're at to wealthy.